Do you sometimes feel that when it comes to learning a second language that you're a lost cause, that you just don't have the language gift? I think a lot of people feel that way. So I came up with a plan that I'm going to share with you. It's so simple, but it does take some time to do it. And this makes sense. Think about it. You're fluent in your first language. How did you become fluent in that language? From studying for 1 hour a week, or 2 hours a week, or even just 3 hours a week? No, you became fluent in your native language by hearing it for thousands and thousands of hours. So how can you possibly expect to become fluent in a second language with just 1 hour a week? You have to realize that it's going to take more than just a little bit of effort. And I'm going to go through these 5 steps. If you follow this plan, whatever time it's going to take you to become fluent from now until that day when you're fluent, and you will if you don't give up, I promise you, as long as you don't give up. That's what all of us who have become fluent in a second language have in common. We just didn't give up. So don't give up. No matter what anyone says to you, no matter what situation kind of brings you down, just don't give up and you will become fluent in Spanish or whatever language you're studying. But whatever that time period is, if you follow these 5 steps, I'm sure you're going to cut that time at least in half. So let's begin. The first thing to do is simple. It's to read out loud for 30 minutes every day. Try not to miss a day. I did these myself because I wanted my Spanish to be more fluent, and because I understood Spanish, the grammar, I had studied it so much, but it just wasn't easy. The words weren't coming out right. I wish someone had told me this before when I first started studying. It would have made the whole process much easier for me. Let me explain a little bit why this is so good. When you speak Spanish right now, or whatever language you're learning, when you speak it, it's coming out incorrect. You're mispronouncing, you're putting the words in the wrong place because of the influence of your first language, and your grammar just isn't correct. You're not always getting feminine, masculine, singular, plural, subjunctive, indicative. When you read out loud, and if you do it for 30 minutes a day, your voice is going to be pronouncing and projecting correct Spanish. Maybe your accent won't be perfect, but keep watching my videos and your accent will get better and better. As you're reading, your grammar is going to be correct, and your voice is going to be saying the words in the right order, and that's going to be coming back to your ear and getting processed in your brain. Believe me, just think about it. You do that every day for 30 minutes, it will have a lasting effect. Now, if that doesn't convince you, then think of it this way. Imagine if there was you and there was a clone of you, exactly the same as you in every way. And the clone did all of these 5 points, and you just continue doing whatever you're doing to study Spanish every day. The clone did that plus these 5 points, and especially this first one I'm mentioning, reading out loud for 30 minutes a day. Logically, the clone is going to have a better level of Spanish than you by the end of a year, even by the end of a month. Please do it. It's one of the most powerful ones. It worked great. I did it for 11 months actually. Number 2, I want you to get something in Spanish, a magazine, a book, whatever you're reading, and just take 1 paragraph every day, get a red pen or a colored pen, and underline all the words that you do not absolutely understand. Look them up, write down the definitions in a notebook. It's a little bit of work. You're just doing just 1 paragraph a day. This way it's very doable. Number 3, copy that paragraph or another one into another notebook every day. Please trust me. I've designed this and it's activating different parts of your brain. The visual, the auditory, the kinetic, using your hand, and the speaking and listening. It's activating all those parts of language. It's going to make you learn and memorize and understand Spanish so much faster. It's really powerful. This is going to help you to be better at spelling, and you visually and physically with your hand, you're going to see the word order of the paragraph. Each one of these activities overlaps and complements and reinforces, and it's like synergizes with the other activity. Believe me, it works great. Number 4, watch 30 minutes of Spanish TV every day with no subtitles. Now, I know a lot of people say to me, yeah, but I don't understand as much when I don't put the subtitles on. This is not about understanding. I know that sounds strange, right? Eventually, you'll be understanding. You need to give your ear and your brain an opportunity to hear Spanish and to work it out. When you learned English, you didn't have subtitles, and now you speak a very complicated language. language and you understand it without using subtitles. Please, just trust me. Don't use subtitles when you're doing this activity. I did it for an hour a day. This was back before the internet. I would watch telenovelas, that's Spanish soap operas, and for the first 2 days, I didn't understand one single word. And I was already studying Spanish, and I was a good student. On the third day, I'm watching, and I hear them just speaking, blah, 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 and then in the middle of the show, I hear, nosotros, blah, 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 and I understood one word, nosotros, and you understand it too. And I said, okay, there's something. And that was it for that whole show. The next day, I understood 2 words. And the next day, 3 or 4 words. And it's like my ears just started to open up to the language. Were they speaking more slowly? Were they pronouncing the words better for me to understand them? No, of course not. I just finally started to be able to pick them out. You have to give yourself a chance to hear those words. Okay, now we come down to number 5. Memorize the lyrics of one song per week, if you can. I used a CD of a singer from Mexico. His name is Luis Miguel. He's very famous. I just happened to be listening to Spanish radio and I heard him singing a song and I thought, wow, this guy sings really clearly and I can almost already understand this song that he's singing. It was like an old-fashioned ballad, like it told a story. It was like a love song. And his pronunciation is so clear and he has a great voice. He's really famous and popular and has tons of albums. But I'm going to recommend one of his CDs. I'm going to look for one. And so memorize it, sing with him, imitate his pronunciation, put all of these 5 activities together. This is simple. Just do this every day. Now, if you want, you can expand it. Think of other activities. Don't let me limit you. I didn't let my teachers limit me. I looked for everything I possibly could. You have so much. I did this all before the internet even existed. You have so much more at your fingertips. So find every activity you can possibly do. Saturate yourself with Spanish if you want to learn it fast. If you're impatient, and you can do this, I'm telling you, if you think you're a lost cause, you think that no way, I just can't learn a language, I can't learn Spanish, I'm telling you, you can, because you already learned your first language. And whatever your first language is, it's complicated. They all are. All of our languages have some kind of complicated, difficult aspect. And you're successful at that, you can do it with Spanish. Remember, millions of people speak Spanish. Millions and millions in over 20 countries. You will be one more of those people who speaks Spanish fluently. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Feel free to buy me a coffee and click on my Amazon affiliate links to see the books that I personally use. Click the link below to see the awesome one-on-one classes that I offer. And since you liked this video, you're going to love the next one.